Welcome to the Laughing River Yoga virtual studio. The following practice was recorded at our Chase Mill space, located at 1 Mill Street, Burlington, Vermont. Your instructor today is Alex Cobb. Recommended props include blocks and a blanket. Enjoy.
Let's begin. For this flow practice, I want to focus on the power of our presence. Yoga is translated to meaning yoke, bringing together. We are yoking our movement with our breath. And when we practice bringing together our movement and our breath in this way, it opens up the possibility of experiencing the present moment. And our own presence is very powerful. Everywhere we go is different, is changed because of our presence. And the presence of everything around us changes us. For example, the mat in which you practice will be different for you moving on it. And your body will be different for moving on the mat. So as we practice, as we flow, as we breathe, we'll attend to this way that our presence impacts everything, everyone around us, and how the presence of everything, everyone around us impacts us. We'll begin with a breath of fire to wake up a little energy in the body, and then we'll move into flowing movement. So this breath will be a sharp exhale out the nose and a passive inhale. But before we move to that, let's ground a little bit. If you're comfortable, close your eyes or simply lower and soften your gaze to the floor. Feel your rib cage widen as your lungs expand with this next in-breath. And exhale, feel your shoulders soften, the skin of your torso soften. Release. Another breath in, receiving the inhale, filling wider, front to back, side to side. Exhale, emptying, softening towards your center. This breath in, fill about halfway, and then closing the mouth, exhale sharply through the nose. Hands can be on the belly. Go any pace, continuing and feeling the contraction at your abdomen to forcefully exhale from the nose, relaxing the shoulders down the back as you continue. Five more exhales like this. Emptying completely and then softening to receive a deeper breath in, fresh air filling the lungs. And exhale, sigh it out. Blinking the eyes open, noticing where you are, how your body feels. We're moving into tabletop position. Hands planted beneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Check that your knees are underneath your hips. And we'll begin with an in-breath, simple cat-cow, lifting the tailbone, bringing the heart between the shoulders, gaze ahead of you. Exhale, press down into the palms, into the shins to round the tail, open the ribs to the ceiling, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, tailbone lengthen behind you, belly moves to the floor, heart reaches forward. Exhale, press into the palms, round through the spine, opening the back body. One more like this, full in breath, to extend the spine. Full out breath to flex the spine. Inhale through neutral and exhale, flip your right palm, fingers facing back towards you, and simply rock your hips back as you exhale and forward as you inhale. Back as you exhale, forward as you inhale. Exhale, flipping the right palm forward. Inhale, flipping left fingers towards your knees. Exhale, shifting back. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, shift forward. One more exhale back. Inhale forward and exhale, flip the palms. Inhale, stretch the right toes long on the mat, tucking them underneath you. And exhale, shift the weight back, opening now through the sole of the foot. Inhale, shifts forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. One more, exhale, back. Inhale, forward, shoulders directly over the wrist. Float the right leg up behind you, stomping into the wall behind you. Take a breath in, making more space between each vertebrae of the spine, and exhale, round your knee to your chin. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round, getting smaller. This time, optionally extending also the left arm. Exhale, hand to knee. Again, like that, inhale, lengthening yourself, feeling yourself take up space. Exhale, getting small to your center. Inhale, extend. Exhale, plant the left palm and bring the right toes out to the side, straight out from your hip. Now from this position, we'll do our cat-cow again. And the mobility here in our pelvis might be smaller because of the position of our legs. Just feeling into what's here. Take a breath in, tailbone reaches back, heart forward. Exhale, pressing into the mat, opening the back of the lungs. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale through neutral, returning the right foot to table. Inhale, reach the left toes back behind you, tucking them as you exhale, stretching through the sole of the foot, the back of the heel. Inhale, press through the toes, shift forward. Exhale, press through the palms, shift back. One more, inhale and exhale. Inhale, shoulders over the wrist. Exhale, left leg. Take a breath in to lengthen through the spine. Gather the front of the rib cage. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stomp through the wall behind you. Reach your head forward, top of head. Exhale, contract to your center. Inhale, this time optionally reaching with the right fingers. Exhale, gathering to your center. In, exhale. Inhale. This exhale, planting the right palm, left foot out to its own side, coming straight out from the hip. And inhale, lift the tail as much as it'll move. Reach the heart forward. Exhale, press through the palms, around the spine, offer your back to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And exhale through neutral, returning the left knee to table. Take a breath in as you tuck the toes, connect into the knuckles of the hands, and exhale,
Press down through the hands to float the hips up and back, knees bent, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the heels. Exhale, lower the heels, bend the knees. Inhale, lengthen the legs. They don't have to be straight, and lift the heels. Exhale, heels heavy towards the mat, bend deeper into the knees. One more inhale to lift the heels. Exhale, bend deeper into the knees, look between your thumbs, and exhale, step left foot forward to lunge. Great place for blocks here. Take a breath in, moving right hip forward, left hip back. Exhale, ground down through the feet. Again, inhale, draw the shoulders back, neck long. And this time, exhale, step forward to fold. Using blocks or hands on the floor. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release the weight of the spine, the skull. This time, pressing down through the feet, spine long. Inhale with bent knees to stand, palms touch overhead. Exhale, Tadasana. Full breath in, palms at your side. Full breath out. Notice your presence. Inhale, arms reach. Watch the palms connect. Exhale, dive down to your feet, head heavy. Inhale, ground through the heels as the spine lifts halfway. Exhale, plant the palms. This time, left foot back, lunge. Blocks here optionally. Full breath in, pull the right heel and hip back, left hip forward, inner thighs hugging together. Exhale where you are. One more breath in, planting your palms towards the mat. Exhale, step back into your plank. Full breath here, draw your armpits back, heels back, heart forward. Exhale, lower the knees, then the chest and the chin all the way to your belly. Inhale, elbows and toes reach back as heart reaches forward. Exhale, press through the palms, through table, downward facing dog. Full breath in and out. In and out. This in-breath, float the left heel high, and exhale, hug it to your chin, plant the foot in between your palms. Take a breath in, feel the strength of your feet, your legs, and exhale, pivot your right heel to the mat. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Checking the alignment of your heels, front heel to inner step of the foot or back heel. Bending through the left knee, knee directly over the front ankle. Widening the arms to either side. Turning the palms up to drop the shoulders down the back. And then flipping just the palms over. Gazing with purpose, with presence, over the front middle finger. Next breath in, press through the left foot, touch the palms overhead, and exhale, bend into the left knee, arms reach. Inhale, press down through the feet, palms meet. Exhale, bend into the left leg, reach wide. Again, inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, the left toes turn forward, and exhale, the right toes turn out. Warrior two on the other side. Checking that the front knee is directly over the front ankle. Arch of the back foot or heel of the back foot align with the heel of the front foot. Ribs, shoulders stacked over, arms extending wide. Lift the palms to roll the shoulders down the back, and then just turn the palms over. Draw the back of the head towards the back fingers as the gaze of the eyes reach past the right fingertips. Inhale, press down through the right foot to straighten the leg, palms. Exhale, bend into that front knee, warrior two. Inhale, press through the foot, palms touch. Exhale, bend through the knee, reaching wide. Again, feel yourself move the air around you. Exhale. This time, inhale, right toes turn forward. Exhale, heels come in, sink the hips down, elbows draw wide, goddess pose. Checking again that the toes and knees are aligned, not caving inward, pulling back, pressing back, reaching down through the heels, the balls of the toes, shoulder blades kissing on your back. Full breath in, stick the tongue out, lion's breath. Two more like that. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, press through the feet, lengthen the legs, turn the toes forward, and fold. Softening through the knees, letting the weight of the skull hang heavy. Feel the breath in, fill your body, billowy like breeze. And the breath out, glide down your lungs, your throat, your nostrils, almost like a waterfall. Next breath in, float the torso, and exhale, bend into your right knee, walking the hands to the right. You can bend as deep as you want to. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, bend left. As deep or not deep. Inhale through center. Exhale, right. And beginning to flow using the full breath in and the full breath out, but creating almost a fluid movement with no beginning and no end. And letting the torso follow the weight of the feet, spilling from left to right, pressing down to lift the hips, sinking as you bend. One more each side. And then resting in center, walking your fingertips further out in front of you, and then reaching the hips so far back, almost as if someone was pulling you back at the hip joints from the tailbone, and you're reaching away through the fingers in the opposite direction. Ears between the forearms. Imagine the spaces between the vertebrae of your spine opening like windows. Let the breath blow through them. Full breath in, and exhale, soften and release. Walking the palms around to frame the left foot. Step back to your plank. Take a breath in, feel your strength. Exhale, lower your way all the way to the belly. Make a pillow for your head with your hands and rest down for a breath. Wiggling out the hips side to side. One more inhale and exhale. And then lengthening your arms at either side of your body, palms pressing down into the mat, into the floor. Feel the front of your pelvis, your pubic bone, connecting into the mat. The tops of your feet, tops of your thighs, reaching down to the ground. And then draw your shoulder blades together on your back as if they want to kiss, and reach the toes so far back they float off your mat. And as you inhale, allow the front of your spine to peel off the mat. Inner thighs hugging together and rolling towards the ceiling, pressing down into the palms, widening across the collarbones. As you breathe in, feel your breath rock you as the belly moves into and away from the mat. So one more breath in, and exhale, melt down, make that pillow again. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs side to side. As the legs come through center, releasing them back down, planting palms underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press through table. Exhale, sit the hips back, a beat in child's pose. You can rest your head here on a pillow or blocks. If you have a bolster at home, you could place it in between your thighs and rest your torso over it. Feel the breath widen the backside, the space of your sacrum, the slivers of space between the rib cage, the space between the vertebrae of the neck, the back of the skull. Next, inhale, sit the hips heavier back onto the heels, rising up to a kneel or moving forward through tabletop. We'll sit the hips off to one side and swing the legs in front of us, preparing for forward folds. I like to sit up on a blanket, give some elevation to my hips so there's more room to hinge forward from the hip joints. Spreading the legs wide, heels connecting down, plant the palms, take a breath in to lengthen the spine, and exhale, maybe staying right here, or maybe if there's room, folding forward. And this is another great place for blocks. Mine are a little far away from me. But you can use your blocks to support your head so that it has something to rest on. And we'll just stay for 4 breaths, counting for yourself. In and out. In and out. On the 5th inhale, reaching longer through the top of the head, widening from shoulder tip to gradually rise up, unhinging, moving blocks out of the way, and holding behind the thighs to bend the knees and pull the feet together. Arranging the legs like fire logs now for a hip opener. Knees and heels aligned, shins stacked one in front of the other. Or if you have a lot of mobility in your hips, you can stack one ankle on top of the other knee. For me, this is pretty tight, so if I were to choose this shape, I might put some kind of prop between this heel and this knee. Again, take an in-breath to make more space between the vertebrae of the spine. And an exhale to choose to stay right where you are or fold a little forward. Or maybe a lot forward. Everyone's body is very different. Finding a place where there's sensation with which to stay present. Listen to what's happening in your hips. The breath's like an offering of presence to yourself, to your own body, to witnessing what's happening for you as you are alive in this moment. Full breath out. This inhale, reversing your way to come out of it. Switching the cross of the legs, maybe wiggling out in between. This time, again, choosing which variation is going to serve you best in this moment. And using any props you have to support you in that. Let the inhale be received by soft lungs, soft ribs. And exhale, optionally folding forward. If you're folding far forward, take a block or something to support your head. Directing your attention, your presence to explore, be curious about the sensations in your hips. One more full exhale, emptying out a little more. Inhale, pressing through the fingertips, rise up. Exhale, uncross the legs and scoot on your sit bones forward, moving the prop off to the side. Holding behind the knees, bending the knees, planting the feet on the floor. Take a breath in to widen the chest. And exhale, lean the torso back until the toes float off the mats, optionally bringing palms open to the side. And then a little challenge here to lower slow, like we're moving through water all the way to our backs. Take a breath in when you get there to stretch long from toes to fingers, and exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, scoot the hips a little to the left, and exhale, knees fall right, supine twist. Arms a T at your sides or resting on your body. Tracking where your attention is now. How you're experiencing your own presence. One more breath in. And exhale to draw the knees through center. Realigning the pelvis and then scooting it a couple inches to the left. Knees fall to the, hips scoot a couple inches to the right, knees fall to the left. Giving your body permission to get super heavy. One more breath in. And exhale, return the knees to center. Realign the pelvis. And lengthen the legs on the mat. Palms open at your side for Shavasana. Softening the cheeks, the jaw. Softening the mind. Receptive, the presence of your space. Practicing for a minute, doing nothing. And if you have a moment of time to rest, you can stay here as long as you like. And if you're ready to continue with your day, rolling over to your right side, resting your head on your bicep like a pillow, embracing yourself here like a child who is dear to you. How precious it is to be in the presence of someone you hold dear. And pressing down through the left palm, come up to a final seat. Bring your head up, that's supportive. And continuing to close your eyes or rest your gaze. Making a shape with the palms that feels genuine to you and offering gratitude. I want to honor the dance teacher, Nita Little, who has taught me much about presence, as well as the deep millennium-old lineage of yoga teachers and philosophy and practice originating in India and Southeast Asia that's been passed down for us to practice. Acknowledging this generous earth and the indigenous peoples where we're living. Here in Vermont, it's unceded Abenaki land. And offering gratitude to yourself for choosing to practice presence. May we continue to choose coming home to ourselves, our bodies, our breaths, and the power we have in each present moment to shape the world we desire. Bowing your head, and as you're ready, lifting your gaze, opening your eyes, taking in your space. Thank you very much for choosing to practice with me. I hope your day is filled with presence and big breath and groundedness, and that you remember your own power.